Alright, YouTube, what's up? Alright, YouTube, it's YvngTads again, and we're gonna be reacting to I try every famous cartoon food. I don't know how this is gonna work, or if somebody's making this food, or if he's making it himself. But it's another Joshua Wiseman video. Love his videos. He's W Cook, W Chef, and let's just get straight into it because I honestly I don't think this is gonna go anyways I thought, but you know, clickbait would always get us indeed. Always.
Ever since then, I've wanted to try a Krabby Patty. So what if there was
sorry, my allergies are bad.
That is why today we're going to make and taste the top 12 most popular foods from various cartoons ranging from SpongeBob, One Piece, The Simpsons, and
wait,
many
is he making
others,
all of these?
which will fight to win the
This is
title
not cheated?
of the best cartoon food ever. These are all foods voted on by you. The top 4 vote getters are going to receive a first round bye, while the other 8 duke it out in round 1, starting with our first matchup. Number 9.
Wish my allergies would stop winning, bro.
Moving castle. The competitor.
I don't know what that is.
The Bet It All on Black Garlic Burger.
I've heard about Burger, but never watched it.
For the record, Drive My Car was.
My God, what the fuck did you see, bro?
I know a lot of people were asking for it, but you can buy black garlic, or you can make it. It's actually not that hard.
Black garlic.
Try stealing it from Fig Jam. Now, most of the videos
I've never heard of that. In my life, I've never heard of that.
As fact, but we did our detective work, and guess what?
I'm guessing he tried to send the link.
Was wrong. The version Bob makes in the show is totally different from the book. On the show, Bob makes an onion parm red wine vinegar sauce that we presume is pureed, because the bottom bun gets shredded romaine, diced tomatoes, and a drizzle of the sauce. There's no onions in sight at all. Now spread on the black garlic, the only ingredient actually.
That makes it look so nasty, bro.
Add it to your bottom bun and crown with a mayo brushed top bun. The only thing that I would hope that we would achieve.
What is black onion? I've never heard of that.
Might have us going, this is an exquisite mouthfeel. Next up, number 9, bacon and eggs from Hal's Moving Castle. While we didn't have an open fire, there is
bacon and eggs.
Appearance.
That's it.
The cartoonishly wide bacon is everything here, and we're committed to that. So we're meat gluing 2 pork bellies together, placing it in sous vide, slicing it, and roasting it. This was
bro.
not an easy task, but we wanted to get
it. I was about to say, no way, it's like real.
Frying pan with our eggs. Feed cows for the shells, of course. Look, we didn't have budget here. Cook the eggs sunny side up, right in the
allergies are kicking my ass right now, chat.
Get a big block of cheese, some fresh bread, a cup of tea ready, and of course, 2 spoons and a fork. Our judges today are Chef Christian, a kid at heart with a very discerning palate. But our second judge is someone we could have never expected.
Why is it acting up in my house?
Bill Oakley, former showrunner and head writer of The Simpsons.
I was about to say, okay, that's what I thought.
Now he's making food content and what he calls an elevated lowbrow reviewer on Instagram. We're a big fan of him, and we're happy to have him here. I mean, this is
you got money,
bacon, but you do have a very big block of cheese and some bread and some hot tea. This is kind of fire. Serving like a bacon steak like that, amazing idea. So instead of getting a ton of tiny slices that are
I don't know why that looks nasty.
Maybe almost dry. Instead, you get this thick, beautiful, luscious, almost steak-like slice of bacon. It's salty, it's fatty. And of course, you got some fried eggs. It's a fried egg, so it's not that special, right? But altogether, this makes a pretty classic breakfast. A little bit of cheese, a little bit of bread. I like it.
It's delicious.
This is a basic
breakfast.
breakfast.
Is really what puts it over the top for me. Something about that particular cheese on top of this
so
stuff
cheese
takes
is
it to another level.
The bacon, thick and luscious. The egg, runny. The tea kind of does help wash it all down.
Let's bring out the burger and see where that stacks up.
I feel like you can't compare a burger to bacon and eggs, though.
It looks like a burger from a cartoon, which is exactly what it is. It looks like if you were to draw Archie comics, 1959, they're having a burger in Pop's Chocolate Shop, that's what it would look like.
It's actually a very good point.
This is what this burger looks like, bro.
I
would have never said nothing like that.
All on black garlic, so let's taste. You know, it's leaving a lot to be desired. I don't know if I would bet it all on this black garlic.
I'm guessing it's nasty.
Shockingly bland. Even the black garlic is barely noticeable.
There's a lot of black garlic on this. I'm really not picking it up that much. But all in all, I would say it's like tasty, but it's not like blow my mind. I'd come back to this restaurant if it were a restaurant.
It's really lacking something, and I don't know whether that would be cheese or some other element.
Also, I noticed there's no like acid like a pickle.
So, yeah, it's lacking in texture too. It doesn't have any crunch in it.
So that's the issue. It's lacking depth, I think is what we're talking about here. So let's vote.
So yeah, the bacon and egg one.
Woo! Oh,
he drew it?
I thought you were a writer. I know you're an artist. It seems odd.
What the heck, bro? That was actually accurate too.
I get that, but honestly,
the burger wasn't that
good.
I
think my
there's beauty and simplicity, and I think this is one of those moments. Moving on. Number 9, bacon and eggs from Hal's Moving
God.
Moves on to the next round to face our number 1
seed,
Krabby Patty.
Appreciate the follow, Zesfield. How'd you find the stream, bro?
From SpongeBob. Our next first round battle is an anime show.
I'm just reacting to stuff right now. I do not normally stream at this time. I'm letting you know.
One Piece.
How you doing, bro?
May be the real secret to Naruto's success.
I ain't gonna lie, I hate ramen.
Extra large miso tonkotsu ramen.
Ramen is nasty.
Extra chashu from
I can't eat that, bro.
Now, here's the funny thing. I actually order my ramen exactly
Like,
this,
that
and I
does
ordered
look
it
good,
this
though, but, like-
before I even knew about Naruto. That said, I've made tonkotsu the hard way and an easy way that I've devised. But that would take a while to explain here, so head to the link in the description if you want to learn how to make it. We never saw exactly how Naruto's favorite ramen is built.
Never working on
With
stream
enough
right now. I got you
Japanese
pulled
chefs,
up.
and this is how I
Appreciate
do
it, Brian.
First,
Good luck
a
with your
nice
streaming and
miso
everything like
tare,
that, bro.
then a rich tonkotsu broth, creamy and delicious.
After I react,
Of
I'll
course,
look into you, though, bro.
straight ramen noodles. There's absolutely no dipping ramen here. Followed by an extra heaping helping of chashu. Your soy.
Yeah, it's just nasty to me, bro. I couldn't eat that.
Bamboo shoots. Narutomaki, or fish cakes. This look familiar to you? Thinly sliced green onion. Nori. I don't know how Naruto is eating this every day and not gaining weight. I guess it's all the energy he's expending, but realistically,
Yeah, I'm not
I
gonna
would
lie.
also eat this every day, even
I
without
couldn't eat
a
that.
lifetime pass to Ichiraku ramen. Next up, number
Bro,
12,
that's nasty, bro.
Sanji's curry, aka Marine Captain's
I feel like I've
curry
definitely
from
had that
One
before.
Piece. You've been asking me to make this dish for
I've definitely
a
had something like that
long
before.
time. It starts with freshly
And it's
ground
aight.
garam masala. Then we go on to seasoning and marinating our beef with aromatics and yogurt. Next, we finally dice onions, cooked until beautifully browned and caramelized.
See, bro was a
Then we
real
blanch
chef, bro.
tomatoes
Holy.
to peel their skin off. Now, to the lard flour base
Wait, what do you say?
curry roux, we then add curry.
Kyle, appreciate the follow, bro. How'd you find stream? Oh my god.
Dice onions, cooked
Oh, I'm
until
guessing
beautifully
with the emo you resist, Phil. Appreciate
Then we
y'all, bro.
blanch tomatoes so that we can peel their skin off. Now, to
I don't know
the
if you stream
lard
as well, but good
flour
luck with
base
your streaming and
curry
everything like
roux,
that.
we then add
Or if you're a viewer.
garam masala, mix until lightly brown and fragrant. Then to a pot of boiling carrots
part
and
is
potatoes,
this?
we add the
W
curry
supporter.
roux, beef stock, the tomatoes, and of course those beautiful
Alright,
brown.
quick question. What is that stream? Or I should have asked him. I should have asked him. I normally stream super late at the night. I'm only streaming right now so I can like edit these videos and post them on YouTube. So he does everything, like games and reacts. But anytime, oh nah, I can't do anytime, bro. But nah, I'll definitely look into them after I finish reacting and stuff like that.
Ground onions, give it a mix, and finally we add our
Cause I do be looking for new people to stream with. I ain't gonna lie.
boil, simmer, reduce. Finish that off with some nice.
But it's also
sweetness
hard to, like,
from a freshly grated
find people
apple.
that's small.
Serve it up on a beautiful marine plate, and let's just hope you don't get thrown overboard. I'm scared. I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to let you guys down on this.
Naruto versus One Piece. Which show is better? That's not what we're
Naruto's
answering,
better.
actually. But we are going to
It's the
find out
only
which
anime I
of these
watched.
dishes is better. Let's start with One Piece, yeah?
Oh, wow. It's going to be hard for any other cartoon dish to compete against this.
This is the type
Oh,
of dish
wow.
where you take a bite and you're like, maybe I'll just have a little. And then you say that about 30 or 40 more times until the plate is empty. It's a classic Japanese curry, but a little bit elevated.
telling you, that
You've
is
got this,
good,
like,
bro. I can't
succulent
eat the
fatty
other one.
beef, incredibly spice-rich curry sauce.
I wouldn't
It's
eat the
just so
carrots
rich,
and
but it's
stuff,
not
though.
too
I'm
heavy.
not gonna
There's a
lie.
little bit of sweetness from that
I'm
apple.
I could eat a
anti-vegetable.
gallon of this.
Not
We
really.
still got 7 more dishes to go.
Now we
Still
have
not really.
Ichiraku ramen. Cheers. How is Naruto not fat?
He's burning mad calories. This is what I imagine Naruto feels when he's at the bar, just housing it, asking for more.
I've always found that the more amount of noodles that I can get in my mouth,
The noodles
better.
will be
This
good,
is
but everything else
ridiculous.
I just
It's
wouldn't eat.
unctuous, it's creamy. It's almost like every flavor you want in one bowl. There's nothing missing. But I don't know that I would say that that's not true about the curry either.
These are both excellent dishes, and it really comes down to what you personally like. The curry makes me crazy. This is great, but it doesn't make me crazy.
Interesting.
I mean, the
I
both
like that.
heartwarming,
That's
right?
valid.
1, 2, 3. Boom, 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 boom.
He plays
Sanji's
Naruto?
curry upsets our number 5 seated ramen
did it?
or Naruto.
Are we
To be
serious?
fair, they're both delicious dishes. But we don't have time to talk about it, so we're moving on.
Now we have the battle of the fat man versus the fat cat. This is
What was on
Family
that hot
Guy
dog, bro?
versus Garfield. First up, Family Guy's Car Panini. Look, if you try to put Peter Griffin on a diet, he'll escape to
Well,
a
it's not-
convenience
is that a
store
hot dog?
and probably
I don't know
make
what that
this
is.
in his car. So I begrudgingly did the same.
Car panini, panini press, bread, 3 sausages, peanut butter cup,
Of course, don't forget your crumbled Doritos.
and then a Cadbury egg cracked right on top. Oh, God. I don't ever want to see this image again. Now, you might be thinking, oh, well, what about cleaning your hands? Why are these so big, Haynes? Whose are these?
It's used as a bib too.
Well, good thing it looks like this now.
Are we
There was
serious?
quite literally nothing
Bro,
good about how the
chocolate
sandwich
on-
is made. After we pressed it, the filling
Nah,
barely
bro.
stayed in the sandwich.
Nah.
And, well, let's be real, it doesn't look good either. Next up, lasagna from
See,
Garfield.
we know that's gonna be
Wow,
good. It's
there's
like
no
slow
definitive
lasagna.
recipe out there, but But we did lean into a comic strip where the owner, John, actually makes the lasagna. And hearing Garfield say in his first movie, I like it for the cheese and the meat and the sauce. Are those not all the basic things that make up a lasagna? So first, a layer of bolognese, a layer of freshly cooked lasagna sheets. More
I feel like you can't
bolognese,
miss with
recooked,
lasagna if you know
and
how to
another
make it.
layer of lasagna sheets. Repeat this a few more times on top
Ricotta?
of a heavy dose of
I've never tried it,
mozzarella.
but I would say
Baked
ricotta.
until a deep, rich golden brown. Now we can enjoy nature's most perfect
This is
food.
gonna be good,
According
bro.
to Garfield, not me.
Garfield kind of popped off on that.
Lasagna?
This is fucking
Lasagna?
insane. Thank God we have Garfield's lasagna. But you know, this could be
Yeah,
good.
because I would genuinely
hypothetically.
throw up
Never say
eating what's it
never.
called.
Let's start with the best dish here.
Chocolate
This looks
on the
like a
hot dog, bro.
cross-section that I saw possibly in my
And
neighborhood.
Doritos.
It's grotesque, intentionally.
I mean, it can't be that bad, right?
I mean, look at Peter. He's okay.
You know what?
They're
It's not
full
bad. You guys
stuff
don't
in
look
it.
Like you're sharing the same sentiment as I am.
It's the Cadbury egg that derails the whole thing. It would be tolerable if it weren't for that. It's repulsive. I mean,
It would be
texture is repulsive. That
tolerable.
was a joke in Family Guy to begin with, that this was gross.
Yeah.
And it pays off. In real life, it's just as nauseating.
It almost evolves from like, oh, there's sausage, and then there's some sweetness. Okay, now it tastes like chocolate, and then it transitions to vomit.
The sausage and Dorito part was pretty good, but it's when that freaking Cadbury egg swarms your mouth that you want to barf.
All right, lasagna. I mean, you know, I don't even.
Like, you can't miss with
Standard
lasagna, bro. Like, let's be
and I
real.
think anything that isn't vomit on a plate would beat this. And so, what's your vote?
Lasagna.
Lasagna.
Lasagna. There's
Yeah.
really not much to be said. Peter, look, you did something.
It does smell quite a bit.
That said, moving on. And Garfield's lasagna moves on to the next round. Not really a surprise here.
In our final first round battle, we have Jake's Perfect Sandwich from Adventure Time, something I've always wanted to try. And up next, The Simpsons Ribwich from Krusty Burger. Jake's Perfect Sandwich. Let's make a sandwich that is bigger than any other sandwich I think I've ever made in my entire life. Now, we will be doing this a little
is
bit
that
out of order, but we
bacon?
will get it all in there. First,
I
we'll
don't
start
know
by
none of
torching
this.
our bread. Spread both sides with cream cheese. Next, some sprigs of dill on your top bun. On the bottom bun, pickles from Prismo. Add some sliced boiled egg, along with any bird you can find from a window. Followed by sliced cucumbers, Roma tomatoes, yellow onion, and of course, the finest seasoning, tears for salt. At least that's what Jake would do. Finally, our steak. Next up, bacon. And lastly, you didn't think we'd leave out the soul of a lobster, did you? And honestly, I thought this was gonna look
What the
bad,
hell,
but
bro?
it's amazing.
That actually does
Thankfully,
look-
Magic Man didn't show
it
up
looks good,
before our
low-key, a little
tasting
bit.
because I want to put this in my mouth. Now to number 10, the Simpsons Ribwich from Krusty Burger. You'll want this before the meat supply goes extinct. And speaking of meat, we used a mixture of ground pork, ground beef, and ground bacon because the actual meat is unnamed and may have more legs than a pig. Now,
Oh,
I'll let you
nah.
decide if we added that. We mixed the seasoned meat and shaped it into a rib-like patty, which we then cooked and lacquered in a nice barbecue sauce, placed on a butter-toasted bun, and this probably looks nothing like the imposter at Universal Studios, so prepare for pupil dilation.
Dude, this
What?
is absurd. I think if Jake the dog was
He
real
put
and
three
saw this
meats,
right now,
ground
he
beef,
would
and-
be proud of us.
I'm stunned at how much this really looks
I
like
can't
a
even-
Adventure
I can't even
Time.
picture
Like
it, bro.
Somebody shined a magic ray in
Adventure
2D
Time.
and brought
Phone
that
grab
drawing
your
to
friend.
life.
That
It
does
has
look
the
good, though.
visual elements of that show all over it.
And then we have a very special, albeit much smaller, from The Simpsons, the Ribwich, which I love that this has the seal that said, it's not just good, it's good enough. It does look hilariously more appetizing just because it's simple, right? You've got like the caramelized meat and a bun.
As someone who worked on The Simpsons for many years, I always thought that Krusty Burger was most closely aligned with Burger King. This looks to me like it's Burger King's version of
Low
McRib,
key.
so therefore
He's
I found
spitting.
it faithful to the show. Because
Wow.
it's small and kind of sad looking.
It's not about size, it's about taste. So, let's taste.
There's a steak on here too, right?
Honestly, it's pretty good. What are y'all's first thoughts?
It's a lot. I don't even know if I got
It's a
everything in
lot.
one bite.
I think it's pretty good. Like, my main problem is that it's just so huge, you can't get it into your mouth.
I kind of like it.
Pause,
Bar
brother.
practicality
Pause.
is in hell. But it tastes great. You got some fresh cucumber, you have some pickles.
This is a gnarly club sandwich. It's got poultry, bacon. I do like the two kinds of cucumbers, the pickle and the fresh.
Okay, not bad. Now pitting it up against the Ribwich. How do you feel about it?
Masterful job of approximating the level of quality that you'd find at Krusty Burger.
I kind of liked that it was simple. In a weird way, I feel like if George Motz was
Man,
here,
F was it
this
simple,
would
was
be-
it
it's
good?
just perfect. Texturally, it's not dry. It's definitely meaty. And the barbecue sauce on there is like a pretty, run-of-the-mill barbecue sauce, but everything pulled together into one sandwich.
If it's there, I'm eating it.
Yeah, 3 and a 2 and a 1. I almost voted for the Ribwich, but what put me over the edge was what would I go back and eat again and again? And honestly, the Adventure Time sandwich is good. It's just too
I wish they
damn
could
good.
describe what
You would
the
go
what's it
back
called
and eat
sandwich
it
tastes
again
like
and
right
again,
away,
and it would
but
still be there. That's how much sandwich is in there.
So, moving on. Number 7, Jake's Perfect Sandwich beats The Simpsons Rib Witch to move on to the quarterfinals. On to our first quarterfinal matchup, Bacon and Eggs from Howl's Moving Castle moves on to face our number 1 seeded Krabby Patty from SpongeBob.
This could possibly be one of the most exciting things we could be making today for me personally. I watched
That is the definition of a
and
Krabby
I've
Patty,
always
bro.
wanted to try the Krabby Patty. The funny thing is, SpongeBob makes it differently almost every single time. Nickelodeon shows 23 ways, and the wiki has over 70. So get your King Neptune's Poseidon Powder
23.
seasoned patty cooking. We flip it with our trusty spatula. We top it with 2 pickles with ketchup smiley faces tucked under a slice of cheese.
Stupid,
Then
bro.
another pickle, because I saw an image that had a pickle here too, so why not? Top with sliced red onion, tomato, 1 nice leaf of lettuce, and on the other side of our bun, mustard.
Why is that piece of lettuce so
and
fire,
the real
though?
secret ingredient, the one that nobody ever knew was there, love. I should also add that you can't forget to read it a bedtime story, which we did do off camera. And one thing's for sure, when we eat this,
Goofy,
do
bro.
not forget the pickles, okay? It's there, let's eat.
We've made it to the quarterfinals. We have Howl's Moving Castle versus
Oh, they're actually gonna
Krabby Patty.
eat the stuff
This might be
again.
the most iconic.
I thought they were going based off like memory.
Now, I always thought, even though Mr. Krabs runs the restaurant, that this was going to have crab in it.
Here's the theory. Mr. Crab is the only crab in the whole show. So is it made out of his family?
Yes.
I've heard that before.
I mean, off the bat, this is a better burger.
This is a really tough call, man. This is a good burger, but this is an excellent breakfast.
True.
This is generally a balanced burger. Properly seasoned, the cheese is proper. It's got pickles, lettuce, tomato. I feel like this is the most standard ingredients for a burger.
I was extremely happy with my
It's
burger.
bitter.
Yeah, it's super good.
But it's competing against an excellent breakfast. I've had a lot of burgers that are like this, but I haven't really had a breakfast that's like this. This is the toughest call so far.
What would I have again and again? And I think I know my answer.
With a 3, and a 2, and a 1. Bing, 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 bing. Yes, SpongeBob.
Okay, they actually
thank
flipped.
God.
This was
They
the
actually
toughest
flipped.
call
What the
of this
heck?
entire thing. I could have that burger twice a day for 50 years.
Also, nutritionally, the
No, you
burger's
couldn't, bro.
probably
Stop
better
it.
for you.
You
Honestly, I picked
yapping, bro.
breakfast because
No, you
I've
couldn't.
had bacon and eggs, I've had bread, I've had cheese, and I have tea. But just the setup of all of that, I thought that beat the burger.
Have this for breakfast, have that for lunch, and have the Family Guy panini for dinner.
And then for
You're
dessert,
nasty.
the toilet. Moving on.
So the Krabby Patty moves into the semifinals. Now we have the number 12 seeded Sanji's Curry facing regular show's Ultimatum Sandwich. I'm gonna be honest, this is a monstrosity. When I first saw
Wow.
this, I thought, wow, there's no way that's possible. Supposedly it's only made once every 100 years, so thank God, after we make this, we won't have to see it again. We'll start by deep frying 2 burger patties and making them into cheeseburgers. Believe it or not, those will then become our buns. Take a separate cooked cheeseburger and wrap with ground beef. Delectable. And sear on all sides until cooked through. Horrific. Now place your cheeseburger stuffed burger on the bottom
What?
cheeseburger bun and add your Himalayan ketchup, which is Heinz spiced with Himalayan aromatics, which hopefully Pops would approve of. Now crown it with your other deep fried burger and
Spooner, what are we looking at?
I would allow Benson to eat this before I got to it, if I'm being honest. I don't think that there's anybody that really actually wants
So
it.
it's a burger inside of.
There's a burger inside this burger. I worked on a regular show.
Really? How did that work? What was that like?
It was fun. It was J.G. Quintel had a short, and they were like, "Do you help him come up with all the necessary stuff to convince the executives that this can be a series?" And we did. We came up with the first 4 episodes and like a sort of little Bible for the show and stuff. It was really fun.
That's amazing. Sanji's
so he got
Curry
money,
versus the
He
Ultimatum.
creative.
There are parts of my brain that say this is good, and there are other parts of my brain that say I don't like that.
It's actually very similar to the Adventure Time sandwich, and that's kind of crazy and too big.
A burger
The
inside of a
elements are all
burger
good.
is
There's
crazy.
a starchiness to it I can't quite explain.
It's the other burger that's inside the meat.
Yeah, like
Oh, is this the burger he had to
It's a
eat in a
tidal
certain
wave
time?
of burger flavors all kind of mushed up together.
If you just dip your spoon in that and taste it and then tell me what
No,
you
actually, I don't think so.
I
can't
mean,
remember.
look, let's just call it a day. It's Sanji's Curry.
It's not a fair competition.
This could possibly be a part of your fault.
Theoretically, yes, I wasn't involved with this particular burger, but I think this is actually pretty good.
I don't disagree.
Almost any food of any kind would have a hard time competing against this.
I will say, ultimately, end of the day, the Ultimatum, not bad. A little weird, a little too much. It's really just a
Yeah, it is
cheesy,
weird.
ketchupy burger.
It's like a
it-
triple
yeah, that's
reverse
all it
Juicy
is.
Lucy.
Yeah, so we're gonna triple reverse ourselves to the restroom, and we'll see you in just a moment. And Sanji's Curry continues its Cinderella run to face the number 1 seeded Krabby
Damn,
Patty
it was number
in
12.
semis. On to the next, number 3, Ratatouille versus number 6, Garfield's Lasagna.
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille. Possibly one of my most favorite movies of all time.
It is a
Yes,
great movie.
right?
That's
Funny
the
thing
best.
is,
One of the best.
3-star Michelin chef Thomas Keller, one of the greats, actually consulted on the film and provided the ratatouille recipe that finally broke Anton Ego. It starts by spreading a pepper tomato sauce on the bottom of a skillet, then starting at the edge of a pan, lay down your
Is it just
very
vegetables?
thinly sliced vegetables, zucchini, yellow squash, Japanese eggplant, and a fresh, vine-ripened tomato. Repeat until the pan is filled, or just do what the rat says. Sprinkle a mixture of garlic, oil, thyme leaves, and salt and pepper over the vegetables. Top with parchment paper and bake. Remove and then perfectly align in a cylinder mold onto a plate. This is a very old school way of plating, guys. Drizzle a little pepper tomato vinaigrette around the plate, top with 1 strand of a chive, and probably don't tell anybody that a rat made this.
It is the cat versus the rat. You're gonna say no to this guy?
Yeah.
I feel like we need
I'm easily saying no to this.
It's so much healthier than all the other stuff we made.
It's balanced.
Every
it's
vegetable
acidic,
you
it's
just
sweet,
said.
it's earthy.
Here's the thing, ratatouille to me
I would
is
somewhat
a
eat it.
knock your socks off dish, and oftentimes it's served as a side, and I think them serving it as a main kind of as a statement about the beauty of simplicity and how it's all about great technique, and it's tomatoey, it's lightly sweet, a
No.
little bit of tartness
No.
too. Even though there's only 2
I would
textures,
say-
the textures are nice, the vegetables are cooked nicely.
I
Force
think there
myself to
may
eat
be
it,
a
bro.
version
It's
of
nasty.
lasagna out there somewhere that's better than this ratatouille, but it's not this one.
Interesting. 1, 2, 3.
He chose
Wow, It
Ratatouille.
was hard not to give it to Remy because Remy is cute. I'm sorry, Ratatouille's not that
He
crazy.
chose
Go make
Ratatouille?
it. It's delicious. It's just not better than a nice, meaty, cheesy lasagna. I mean, it's not even a fair competition.
Facts.
I can't believe I'm
Spit
sticking
it.
up for vegetables, which I normally dislike. I've disliked this dish for the first 30 years of my life. But I'd say
The
in
first
honestly,
30
this
years of my
competition,
life.
I think this is the winner.
Honestly, that might be for me too. Maybe I gotta be
It's
30.
because he knows. He knows what the audience wants to hear. But unfortunately, I know and I don't care. Moving on. So the lasagna moves on to claim our 3rd semi-final seat. On to our last quarterfinal matchup to see who takes the final spot in the semis. Number 7, Jake's
Gotcha
Basic
roast
Sandwich
pork?
versus number 2, Gotcha Roast Pork from Food
I've never heard of that
This
show.
comes from Food Wars, a manga turned anime that's maybe the greatest cooking competition show I've ever seen. It's also incredibly inappropriate. So if you are under the age of
Hell,
18,
okay,
maybe
bro.
you should not be watching this show.
But hello,
Anyway,
bro.
this dish saved the main character's family's restaurant.
How are you,
but can it
Steve?
win our competition? We start by steaming chopped white potatoes.
First time
in
chat
sauce.
too is
Then
crazy.
Brunoise, onion, and king oyster mushrooms, saute them in butter. We'll then mix them with the mashed potatoes. This is an interesting direction. We shape the potatoes with plastic
Mashed
wrap with
potatoes?
butter, put it in the fridge to get nice and solid. Then we lay our thick
With
bacon
mushrooms?
nice and neatly. Bring back our mashed potato,
Nah.
wrap the bacon all the way around, then wrap it all up in plastic wrap to keep together. Tighten it up. Now you're gonna have to freeze it a little while. Now tie it with twine, tuck rosemary underneath the string, then into the oven goes the quote-unquote roast. Now the sauce: red wine into a saucepan, followed by sweet sake and soy sauce. Reduce that down till syrupy and mount with a lot of butter.
Damn, what
Now
the
remove
heck?
your roast when the bacon is crispy. Pour your sauce over it. Top with a few pieces of watercress and serve.
Our
That was
final
that was
quarterfinal
that was
matchup,
fake.
we
That
have
that
the
was decent.
classic from Food Wars versus Adventure Time. It's first of all presentation-wise stunning. It's really good and really weird at the same time. It's very fatty yet acidic. The smokiness from the bacon, the creaminess of the mashed potatoes. Texturally, it's kind of interesting, right? You've got this like sticky glaze enrobed by this part sticky, part crispy, part chewy, part fatty bacon that kind of mixes all together with that puree of potato. Flavor-wise is not blowing my dress up.
Theoretically, all it is an elevated version of mashed potatoes with bacon on top. First of all, its texture is remarkable, but it's also
Mashed
got this
potato-
glaze.
yeah, it's true. I
come and go
forgot-
on
I
every
forgot the
side.
mashed
Like, I'm
potatoes
like,
were in
oh, I
there
like
already,
this
bro.
glaze. Oh, I hate this glaze.
That's
So-
sad
agree,
for me.
I want to like it and I want to hate it, but it's one of those things where it's like I gotta taste it again to see what I really feel.
Precisely. Now this is the Adventure Time sandwich in a more reasonable size. Seems promising. Now this is a tough call. Both of these dishes are seriously flawed, but they're also both good in a very weird way. The sandwich is much more manageable now than it's ever been, but it also serves everything that I don't really like it as much as I thought.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way when I ate it. 3, 2, 1. Wow, gotcha
Really?
roast pork from Food Wars.
It's gotta be
I will
because
say
of the
it's
bacon,
a bit
bro.
weird of a dish, but it was better than the Adventure Time sandwich by a pretty strong margin, and I think that it might be one of the most beautiful dishes.
Absolutely.
But that's not what made it win. What made it win was a uniqueness of flavor.
It made me question a lot of things, though.
Moving on. And the number 2 seeded Gotcha Roast Pork moves on to face Garfield's Lasagna in the semifinals.
I feel like Garfield's lasagna won it all,
First
if I'm being honest.
Semifinal matchup.
Like, it just
the
has to.
number 1 seeded Krabby Patty versus the number 12 seed, our underdog, Sanji's Curry. This is a strong battle. This is a hard decision. It's actually our least voted for versus our most voted for. Honestly, they're both equally flavorful.
Seasoned well, addicting.
Yeah, I have my answer.
You do?
Yeah, I do actually. Because I know what I want to go back and take another bite of. All right, 1, 2, 3. And it's a win for the Krabby Patty.
They're both excellent, and my only criteria was I could eat one of these every day for a year. The curry I would be sick of after eating for 60 straight days.
Yeah, I'm already tired of it after eating it 3 times now. It is absolutely delicious, but it's powerfully flavorful. I'm gonna
Bro,
want
my
this on a specific
allergies
day
are
at a
single-handedly
specific time,
taking
and
me
it's
out.
gonna beat any other option there could ever be. But I could eat this year-round all the time.
It could be a personal thing where maybe I'm just tired of burgers.
That would make sense.
When a man is tired of burgers, he's tired of life.
But that said, SpongeBob's Krabby Patty wins
Hell
and
no, bro.
moves on.
And I had to eat burgers for 8 days in a row.
So let's see
What
who's going
college
to join
student?
them there. We have
Wildy. Wildy.
versus Garfield.
I'm gonna tired of burgers in like 2
Sauce
days,
is
bro.
so odd.
It's an anomaly. I kind of know my vote, weirdly.
This is that same SpongeBob conundrum. I like this a little better. This one somehow lights up something in my brain that is not usually lit up. Lasagna I've had a million times.
3, 2, 1.
He is hating on lasagna.
Gotcha! It's the most unique. I mean, the lasagna is kind of just a mid lasagna. But the gotcha roast pork, it's tasty and
Bro, it's just
unusual,
something
but it's
different,
good.
bro.
It's like porky and smoky, and the potato has a nice texture. It's got crispy, chewy, fatty, and the bitterness that's in the sauce from reducing all that wine works because of the richness of it.
Bitter is an underrated flavor profile.
Yeah.
And it shines a lot more than I thought it should, but it's also shining.
Food Wars wins this one. They move on to the finals. Now they duke it out, and we find our winner. The number 1 seeded Krabby Patty versus the number 2 seeded Gotcha Roast Pork. It's a heavyweight versus heavyweight showdown for the crown of which cartoon has the best food. Things are changing for this vote. We're not just gonna eat it and pick one. We're gonna eat, give it a score out of 10, eat the next, and give that a score out of 10, and then whichever one adds up to be the highest score out of 10 amongst the 3 of us will be our winner. You guys don't seem that excited.
This is the 4th or 5th time we've had each one of these.
We're tired. What tastes good while you're tired counts.
Yeah, that's true. You're kind of like at your most critical.
Like, I don't even want food, but which food would I want more?
First, we're gonna vote for the Gotcha Roast Pork. Bing, bong, bing, bong. Wow, a high rating. We're gonna have to see resounding 8s on this or more. So let's vote for the Krabby Patty.
Bro.
3, 2, 1.
Krabby Patty's in 8.5.
25.3 for the Krabby Patty. It
A
takes
regular
the
burger
title,
got a
it takes the
9.1
win.
rating. Are we
It's good enough
serious?
For King Neptune, it is good enough for us. This feels satisfying.
Nah,
to
bro,
my
that-
childhood and possibly
this feels
childhoods
biased
around
now.
the world. Flavor-wise, this one, pound for pound, kept making me want to come back for another bite.
Out of everything we've
We can't be-
tasted,
we're
the
not
Krabby
that ass.
Patty made a statement.
There's a reason why the Krabby Patty and similar burgers have been so successful all over the world for over 100 years. It's
It's
because
a
they're
normal
timeless.
burger.
We don't get sick of them. These other dishes
It's a
are
normal
remarkably delicious,
burger.
but they have a bit of a shelf life. Not to say that they're not delicious, but my taste buds get a little tired of that after 4 or 5 dishes of it. Whereas my taste buds continue to be delighted by a cheeseburger far past that point.
It always delivers. And that being said, we hope that you felt that we delivered. And if you didn't, please don't say anything. Subscribe. Bye.
Get me out of here, bro. The bias ass video. Man, like, comment, subscribe, bro. That just made me mad, bro. But hopefully y'all days go better than the way this video ended.